spam the chat, and if you guys are here in India, make some noise!
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here, as you heard the sound, they are going to be taking off in the next map here. Is going to be back into what's the 8x8 map of Erangel, where the maps is going to be occupied here by all these teams, where RRQ is the kings of Pachinki, of course, and the land is pretty much 51%, and there's going to be a total of 16 towns in this small, big map, actually.
Small, big map. Okay, but I guess it's been quite a long day for you, Icy Baby.
Yep.
So much later on, maybe it's your turn to back into the analyst panel. But looking into this flight, it's coming from the Sanaska military base all the way up towards the northeast. That's where Stalber is at, and that's probably where Purple's gonna land a couple of members, as they will usually separate two others into either 70 or even Kamashki. Now, question is, where will Yudu gang drop this time around?
That's the thing here. They can still stretch into a 70 from time to time again, but I'm not surprised here. But Team Secret, they are actually taking the western side now, and it's been working out for them. And Primos is going to be the place they're actually going for, because we know Arof is not in this game himself, and we know Arof loves dropping towards Primos of Fairy Pier here. But this time, Victim may consider going towards Fairy Pier though.
Yeah, they were occupying Fairy Pier as well as some sections of Quarry to get themselves a little bit of a vantage point. But Onyx Esports will be usually loitering around the Gatko region, separating themselves into 2x2 or 1 each, where they just try to loot as much as they can to actually get in towards the next phase of the game. Now, inside of the island, we do see Golden Cat actually dropping into Sanaska. This is something that's a little bit different coming from this Thai squad.
Okay, this circle is pretty much, I would say, a very balanced one between the military island as well as the main island themselves here. Naro Gaming going to be taking the western side of Milta themselves. But Evos, they may consider actually contesting them though. That's quite interesting for them, because they usually stretch towards the Milta Power or maybe Milta Factory here. Georgia Pool seems to be pretty much empty for quite some time now.
Oh yeah, Georgia Pool's been a little bit empty because of the flight path that doesn't allow most of these teams to actually rotate towards either North or South George. But Team Secret, we talked about them picking up that game, and now Bubu's all by himself in the middle of the open, just slowly proning his way.
Okay.
Oh, got a little bit of those great hoodies right through. Banyu's gonna be all by himself as well, so I guess he's safe for now.
He's pretty much struggling right now, because I think Team Secret is actually split up the forces. Some going towards the Primos section, and then separating one guy into a Fairy Pier, but little did know he didn't expect someone to actually contest it with them. So playing safe is definitely the smart thing to do here. However, Naro Gaming,
Evos just trying to cut across in towards the Milta section. Usually Evos would opt to loot out inside of Milta Power.
Yeah.
So perhaps this is going to give them a little bit more room, where they might drop some members into the factory point of Milta Power. Now looking into WoW, they can still loiter around this place, and we've seen some walls of vehicles being built towards the west end of the bridge. Not sure if they will do it again.
That's pretty hard here, because right now, Box, they're going to be taking Yasnaya for themselves, uncontested due date here. I think the only teams who actually contest them were the teams who were actually in the league here, but no, Banyu.
Banyu's getting spotted out, will be taken out by Steel 9K as well as Bubu. So Bubu will secure first blood in this match number 4.
I like how they're like
Towers
assassins and Creed here. The BB was just proning their way through, giving the information to the rest of the teams here. And they will get a couple of freebies here from side of Team Secret. And this is something new here coming from a Team Secret, because usually we don't expect to see them push or going for hunts or kills rather early. But this time, they're doing it though.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed by the performance that I see so far from Team Secret. And though they did get the chicken dinner, they drew the points with RRQ Athena, as we saw that they got a total of about 16 to 17 kills, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Victim Esports losing one member right off the bat, they probably will need to play it really safely. And if they really would take a couple of time, maybe within 2 minutes, they should start with the rotations already. VIP squad always inside of school, but great thing for them, there's no more BAT, there's no ice screwdriver to actually disturb them, so they could take the full compound for themselves, as compared to the 5 weeks that they've been struggling for loots.
Definitely here, smart decision to make here. However, the teams here, this Golden Cat actually playing a little bit differently here, as I was expect them to actually go towards the Georgia Bowl section here, but this time they're actually getting
Okay.
pinned off from the side of WoW rather early.
Yes, you can see they equipped that 6 times on the DP. Could still go in with the taps or spray down. Already damaged Near for a little bit.
This
Near
is
does not really have
okay.
much of a met, but
Contra?
he's having level 1 helmet
This
here.
is new here coming from Golden Cat. We usually expect them into North George here, but this time they actually dropped towards the western side of Military Island here.
Yeah, I gotta say that it's gonna force some of these teams because of the flight. And now that they're sharing some of these compounds, we do expect a couple of trade-offs somewhere in phase number 3 or so. Phase 1 still a little bit of much of a looting phase, as you can see. Alas, and the rest of Pure Skills all segregated across the Medusa intersection, prison, as well as Kameshki.
And
So,
Lipovka.
yeah, Lipovka. Sorry, it wasn't Kameshki.
Lipovka, not Kameshki.
Kameshki is
Lipovka.
all the way up towards the northeast, so
Yeah.
he was going to be occupying the prison for himself. while the
Lipovka is
resident-
actually being occupied from side of Yudu Gang though. That's quite surprising for me
Yeah,
actually.
I noticed that they dropped.
Oh no, actually Yudu Gang is in 70, sorry.
Yeah, they dropped into Severny, but it was quite a hard stretch for them to actually reach that corner. Lucky enough, they did manage to secure a couple of vehicles. And speaking of South George, we finally get ourselves some visitors, and that will be X Team here. And X Team, they were the first one to fall early on, and I
Okay.
feel like X Team has so much potential, but it's really just rough runs for them. Couple
Bubble
rounds.
Moon is the one taking Stauber as well as Kamishki themselves here. They split up the entire forces going for those loots though. But yeah, Xavier taking his entire Georgia Bowl for themselves, that's quite interesting because, like, if you think about it, the teams that actually contest Georgia Bowl are usually EVOS, Xavier, Junior Talent, Golden Cat, BAT, all these teams. And at least half of these teams are no longer in the picture here. But right now, Golden Cat just splitting the entire forces. This is new for me. And as of now, I'm not exactly sure what Golden Cat are trying to do here. They're trying to loot up some vehicles as well as the boats as well, just to try and deny in case any of these teams tries to rotate across the ocean though.
I can roughly understand what they're really up to. They're trying to think on how they should approach this, just in case if the circle ends up in towards the mainland, they have a boat. So Golden Cat is trying to get this situation
I would say-
prepared. So if it goes in towards the island, this is one of
I
the
would
best
say-
few spots to be at.
Yeah, I would say Golden Cat is trying to diversify their options, both land and sea. Very greedy approach here, but how is it going to work out though? Because if
I
this
think it
works
will.
out, it's going to pay off in the long run for them though. So that's
Yeah.
great stuff from them. But Victim will be having Win alone to scout ahead using the boats here, rotating towards the entire west towards the east here, journey to the east for him. But hopefully he's not going to be able to get clipped off by any of the teams who's trying to camp by the shorelines though.
And it looks like Team Secret's a little bit late to the party. Goes back into Primos, where they actually began their search for loots. And we did saw a couple of guys landing over that section as well. So it's pretty much looted up by the rest of Victim Esports, while and then NRG is still waiting for some of these guys to cut across. But OAG needs a little bit more support if there were to be any sort of rotation with those vehicles. He can't really bombard it or destroy all these by just one weapon or so, unless you have something like a DP or an M249.
And as of now here, Golden Cat, they're taking their own sweet time here. VIP taking both apartments and school for themselves here. But this time, they will be camping in the vicinities of school for themselves, making good use of this strong compound.
Okay,
But that's the thing about this compound of school, right? There's so many angles, there's so many windows. If someone pushes up here, it's super hard to secure. But playing those long range, mid to long range fights here is amazing in the vicinities of school.
Yeah, looking into Illuminate the Murder, they're not at their peak form in the sense. Like usually when we look into the league,
Yeah.
Illuminate the Murder, they could easily stand in towards the top 3 position. But today looks like a really harsh day for these guys
Yes.
coming from Illuminate the Murder, as we did saw them losing so many members inside of the previous Erangel round, and this time they're playing even more passively than they usually would do. And Pure Skills, we'll see Waltz probably providing a little bit more vehicle options for some guys such as Laz just right by the corners, and there's a crate right in between. Let's see if anyone's going to actually go in for that.
RRQ will be making the move here as the circle is about to touch the second one here as he will reveal the next circle here. And looks like the circle is going to be centered more in towards the mainland of Island here, somewhere in the vicinities of Farm or maybe even Milta here.
Oh,
Contra, you're the fortune teller here. Where do you think the final circle is going to be?
Well, final circle, I'm not sure, but I'd like to see it ending towards Farm instead of the north side of Milta. But looking into it, this situation, we see VIP squad getting some nades straight up ahead coming from Illuminate the Murder. They are all separated from the side of VIP, but Illuminate the Murder, they're going to reposition themselves in towards this housing area where they still have some vehicles that they could possibly use.
Illuminate the Murder here, getting challenged from the side of VIP. This is something new here. I didn't expect VIP to go for aggression here, but off the map here, Onyx getting a knockout to a senior. Immediately, the crowd chants as they are supporting their members here. The teams, VIP, Matthew,
Oh my goodness.
Onyx.
You could just hear all these guys coming from the venue, just shouting their hearts out, cheering for all these Indonesian squads. They are the fifth member of some of these teams. But RIQ now losing Senior, it's going to dent a little bit of the firepower that they usually have. But we've seen time and time again, RIQ, 2 members, 3 members, they could still find a way to work it out. But when it comes to only 1 member, it's going to be really tough. Onyx being able to spot out that crate, but sees Heiko inside the vehicle. The Sia dashing away, but that's going to be a chance for him to take him down.
Heiko! Ooh, he gets a knock here, but Heiko at the edge of the building there will be in the cover here. So good, quick reactions here coming from Heiko. But Onyx, they're thinking of storming their way through here, and they're 4-man healthy. They're crashing into VIP Contra.
They're running straight into Jumper. They're going to take up this fight. Matthew's going to arrive first as EXE. Alongside Matthew will take out Heiko as well as Jumper. 2 men down from the side of VIP squad. Lunting for the turn 1 as well. Here comes Yakuza. Oh my goodness. Yakuza behind that. They did not spot out Sky. Onyx Esports victorious in towards this stage of the game.
Very, very quick push here from Onyx, getting that knock here, but Martin gets a knock here from the side of Onyx. That will be 2 knocks here from the side of Onyx here, but look at this. Illuminate the Murder. Hello.
They're joining into the party, marching forward with the CS. Matoy's going to go in, charging up his name. We know how good those frags are in his hands. It might just actually pop some members right there, but it's going to be falling short for now. But look at the health of Onyx Esports. They're really low. They really need to heal up in time. And I'm just going to join in from the center as well. Here comes Matoy.
The nades are coming in. Onyx is in some trouble. They're taking some serious fires here. Illuminate the Murder. Once it capitalizes this here, they need those kill points, and they are going to commit into it this round here. Are they going to come up on top? Because Onyx, they've got 2 sets of loots here because they've looted up themselves as well as the bodies of VIP. So that's going to give them a little bit more loot here. But Sky is going to park off the UAC as of now.
Look at the other member of Illuminate the Murder. They're trying to find those angles to snipe them from the other section there. While Onyx Esports trying to actually bail away. They do have the UAZ to actually work with. Nick's going to be right behind Sky, while EXE looking through those windows, not really getting much over on the side of Illuminate the Murder. So I'm just going to find a different sort of approach, but Illuminate the Murder says, maybe this is not worth my time.
Exactly, smart call here. They almost committed that fight here, but Onyx, fortunately for them, they will expend a couple more utilities, but Illuminate the Murder will back off instead. Onyx will be safe and sound now coming from the Indonesian squad here. But off the mat here, Walls gets a snipe onto his Oro. Matt Toy will try and catch off some of these rotations from Xavier's here.
A lot of long-range snipes in towards this section there. Inside of the Harry Potter Tower, Evos needs to actually rescue Aro before QB joins in as he will try to march up towards the staircase. He's actually blocking the entrance as Foxy and the rest have already arrived. Here comes a battle between pure skills from the wildcard region against some of the Indonesian favorites. There's going to be a couple of smokes. Evos Esports slowly walking in, but how are they going to save him right now?
This is pretty crazy here from QB. He actually blocked the entrance here, and because of that, Evos cannot go and save Aura. That's pretty much a definite kill here from the side of Oro, and Pure Skills, they are going to play the low ground method here as they will try and pick off some of these teams here, and Aura will get finished off. Evos will want to try and retake the Harry Potter Tower, but little did they know, behind Pure Skills, there is the long-range snipers here.
Oh yeah, you can see that they are trying to work those angles out, waiting for the smokes to subside. Foxy's going to bring in the Molotovs, going to crack it right in between them. Now, Foxy's going to drive this vehicle back towards the position of Jixie, so going to leave them behind for the time being. Now that they don't really know where exactly the rest of Evos is. It's going to be a problem for
Oh, they
Pure, but
see
here
him.
comes the taps.
They definitely see them here because little did they know, Few was the snipers here. They scout all these movements here from inside Evos. Good tap there onto his Foxy, but Few, can he go even more here? Because Evos, they're in some trouble. They've lost one member, their star player here, in the name of Oro.
Then you can see Pure Skills. Few's already got a couple of taps straight into his way. Having a little bit of bullets flying straight to his armor. Has already regen himself back up towards 80%. And now Dix is going to do a little bit of a tough work here on that SKS, tapping it through. Already having 16 bullets, going to reload it back to 20, but let's have a look into the falling phase. And this will force some of these teams, but looks like this will still be around this sort of region, so this fight will continue for as long as it should.
Wow, this is a pretty insane pixel shot coming from Atlas, taking down the Evo's cars here, using the cover of his own car. Pretty insane stuff coming from them, and it definitely worked out here. Evos, they denied one vehicle, and they're down to this Dacia only here. But Evos, they're looking to back off here, and looks like they will drop off Jacket here to try and stall Pure Skills if they can here, as they reposition themselves to try to take this fight again.
Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work pretty well for the side of Evos. Now, Pure Skills does have the higher point, but it's quite a long distance for them to actually land the shots. Bigatron, however, they just arrived from the southern side of the island,
Oval,
pushing themselves in towards the mainland, in towards the corners of Minimilta, I call it. And this is just some teams just backing off, such as Victim. Victim Esports, they usually play it really safely in towards the early phase of the game. And much later on, towards phase 5, that's where they try to actually go in for those pickoffs. And now, looking towards the side of Team Secret, they've already got one kill from the side of Victim. Alex is going to be able to actually secure this loot, but there's a lot of bullets flying in.
Very greedy here coming from Alex. He needs to smoke himself out, but his car is taking some serious work. But little did you know, Xavier team as well going to go head-to-head against Onyx, as Onyx going to be storming their way through here. Zico giving chase here. They're pulling him into his bait. He's getting baited pretty much as Zico gets knocked from up top. What is up? EXC gets the knock, but Raby's calling him to call it out.
Oh my, they're just storming his way through. Sky looks for a Deadshot. Deadshot's tight in the corner, and this will be him getting knocked down. 2 more members left alive on the side of Onyx, and there will be a takedown once again coming in from Sky.
XT, what are you doing? What are you looking? Rabies is eradicated. Onyx going on another takedown for them.
But though they did manage to wipe out the entire squad, all of them are bleeding out. Not the really good news for the later phases of the game, but great work coming in from Onyx. From the start to the finish, the control invaded the territory so well. And now, here comes a little bit of taps coming in from the side of another Indonesian squad, straight towards Kupao, as Team Secret are stuck between Onyx members as well.
But that's the thing about Team Secret, right? It was so fortunate from Alexer because when X-Team was focusing onto his Team Secret, Onyx came in, knocked on the doors, they were not prepared for Onyx, and because of that, they just got taken down. Just like that. Great stuff here coming from Onyx, but still, Xavier, very close call once again.
Zuxi just proning by the grass, looking for members from the side of Illuminated Murder, sharing a little bit of a compound with some teams behind as well. As you can see, some of these guys are just playing it real safe. All these vehicles have been smoked up already for the side of Bigatron, as Box Gaming is just taking that security inside of those houses, while Ernie, alongside with G9, pretty far apart, but they're trying to nuke down all these members from the side of WoW Esports. Takanomi being the only one right across, but everyone's just proning on their bellies. Not going to be able to get much of a vision or even angles, but they roughly know where exactly WAW is
RQ
at.
has been quiet for quite some time, but this time Onyx knocking under them, denying Senior as well as Ernie, I believe. And they're down to D2E. And because of that, G9 and Ernie, they are forced to play a defensive approach in towards this game here.
Yeah, you can see RRQ just by the edge of the circle, so they can actually gatekeep any passes by that comes from the western side, though there's not much team left. Now, it's a standoff between 3 of these guys still from the side of Illuminate, Box, as well as Bigatron. Now, let's see where this one's going to zoom into. Now, if it goes towards RRQ, that will be really interesting, but RRQ is going to make a dash in towards the southern side instead. I predicted farm. I guess I'm still the prophet.
Yeah,
here.
you're definitely the fortune teller here in this regards. But still, it's going to be a tough one here because Victim is going to be in the vicinities of farm. They've got the cover as well, but it's not a great compound to secure the entire vicinities. It's going to be divided by the warehouse as well as of the second double-story houses there. And because of that, this is going to open things up where 4 or 5 teams may actually play the late game in towards the final circle.
Speaking of trying to get into his late game, Wow's getting tapped here by Matt Toy. Though it's just a couple of taps of the Mini 14. It's not gonna be able to land much of a damage towards the members of WoW, though there's a couple of taps over onto it's the armors of the vehicle. That's about it.
A couple of chip damage, a couple of chip damage on towards the vehicles, and that's about it here from the side of WoW. But Megatron and also WoW rotating from the military iron here, they managed to make it towards the inlands here, but looks like they are stuck in a shack as of now.
Speaking of getting stuck here, even Pure Skills in between the toll of the Melissa section, in between military as well. Team Secret has Alex all by himself, but will be supported by Biu as well as Steel 9K. Still driving their way through. It's going to be QB. Coke out the nades in towards the window. Will not be able to find Alex for now. A couple of smokes being thrown as well, just to make sure that he covers his track, not giving any sort of information straight towards the side of Team Secret.
Oh no, this Milta checkpoint here is one of the strongest compounds if you to play a two-way fight here. But at the same time, are they in a position to go for a two-way fight? Because right now, Waltz is the only one checking in towards the eastern side here, and LSFU and QB are actually focused on towards Team Secret, which is quite surprising.
The lob of the nade might just fall straight towards the side. Alas, chipping some health.
So
as
close.
Pure Skills have to actually back away, but Alas going for the push, forcing the fight against Team Secret. He's going to find those angles straight towards the side of Sinbi as well as Axer. Going for the spray now, but Sinbi will actually take him down.
Nice tap here from Sinbi here at Steel 9K. They're looking for more Pure Skills. I think they overcommitted to this here because right now, EVOS is waiting this out. And they try and go for a couple of taps here. And QB is forced to back off. Elos is going to get pinned here. Pew, he's all by himself. He's so low. Pew. Team Secret, they're going to try and finish him off. And no, they get the knock as well from the side of Pew. And Pure Skills, they got gobbled up.
You can see Steel 9K rotating around, trying to spot out Waltz and EVOS Esports. They opt not to join in towards this fight. They were just taking their time, but here comes some taps from above. As I speak of teams, EVOS Esports, they are just at the back. So Pure Skills is just sandwiched in the corner where they can't really do all the way too much.
I really have no clue why Pure Skills actually rushed that push here, where they should have just diverted their attention onto EVOS and played this slow against Team Secret here. But because of that play here, and they've lost 2, but now they have to go full defense against Team Secret, where EVOS can just take a chill pill, but this time the circle is going to force them up towards the northern side of Demon.
Alright,
and Medusa intersection.
Looking in towards this next phase here, it's not too far away for Team Secret, EVOS, as well as Pure Skills, but I'm not sure how Pure Skills can actually get in towards the circle unless Team Secret leaves right about now. But if they do leave, that's going to give angles for some of these teams. Oh, Nick with that insane M24 shot. Not going to be able to actually finish him off, but he might just actually steal a kill.
Sky actually knocked him off, but Nick tried to finish off Matt Toy here, but his helmet gets clipped off immediately. But fortunately for him, he had that level 3 helmet. If not, that would be a done deal here coming from Sky. But still, he loses his helmet here. Goddard is going to try to salvage his team fight here from the side of Matt Toy. They need to pick this up here, but his butt is pretty much exposed. He's Onyx going to be able to do this here, but looks like Onyx will prioritize the Wizard Tower, or also known as the Harry Potter Tower.
You can see that there's great support system coming into the side of the murder, so it shouldn't be a problem for them to actually pick up Matoy in that sense, and they managed to actually smoke them up, get some vehicles as cover. Now, looking in towards this circle, this is going to be somewhere that's pretty much out in the open, so whoever secured all these places, such as this house here by Purple Mood, will actually get some sort of advantage the moment that some teams are forced to even walk out in the open or even drive. This is where all these guys from Purple Moon will actually shine brightest.
Jasper now does cut a couple of loots here from side of Purple Moon, but they are going to be sharing the compound here with Narrow Gaming themselves. As of now, the circle is pretty much favoring them here. They can sort of team up a little bit here because they don't need to immediately engage the danger which is right in front of them. Why not just go for a couple pickups who's going to be maybe outside the circle, out and open here. But look at this, the rotations are coming in here. Matthew getting knocked off though.
It's getting forced into this fight. He's not knocked as
Oh, no,
of
he's
yet,
not
but
knocked.
Godart's still going in with the pressure. That's going to be Ryzen sniping off Matthew and Onyx members after having such a phenomenal run. It's another Indonesian team that takes some of these guys down. And here comes the spray coming from the side of Nick. He will be sprayed down. Onyx is out of the game at 12th place.
Oh no, Nick panicked a little bit here, going for the pre-fires, but because of that, Takenomi will be able to come over top in this engagement. That's going to be unfortunately coming from them, and now
Here comes
Evos
Jughead.
is going to be joining into his Purple Moon East. Jughead is all by himself here, and can he go for a clutch? It's again a similar situation from Sanhok map.
I think he's just desperate. He's just hugging by the walls. He knows he can't be really near towards the UAZ, and they immediately blow it up. But Purple Moon will not have any form of a vehicle for rotation anymore as they try to spot out Jughead by the corners of the wall here. But Otto managed to actually take down walls, and here comes Team Victim. This is not going to look good for Evo's Esports.
And of course, Victim right now going to walk past here because Onyx is dropping their buy here, and right now they have to share the compound. They cannot do anything. Onyx heard so many footsteps. There's no way he's going to save them. But Narrow Gaming tossing, lobbing the outside grenades here, and Molly here clipping onto his Onyx. Win is forced to separate from the rest of the teams here, but the rest of the teams down west as well is going to be fighting as well.
They still have the circle by the corners, but it will be the murder as well as the rest of the other teams over on the western end to actually secure more zone of coverage. But they are kind of smacked in the middle of the section between the road. But looking in towards the corners of Onnit here, he's just trying to prone himself out. Narrow Gaming does not really find the vantage point to actually take him down. And there's not much left. Still not gets Naris, and there goes Otto with a snipe straight towards Waltz as well.
Otto getting stopped off from the side of Awayji here, from the side of Narok Gaming here. Really long range shots here, but off the map as well. Zaxi getting one knock available here from the side of Bigatron, who's currently occupying the southeast corner, southwest corner apparently, and Purple Moon scouts out win instead, and that will be pretty much it here from the side of Onyx.
Fight commences
Victim,
as we see Jughead gets exploded, as you can see. Nymph finally going in for the invade. Will go in with the push as well. Over the back, it's going to be Box Gaming crashing in towards the compound. GE with the flank, and it will be Nymph down the ground first. They're still hunting in for more. They want to push upwards, but they're taking their sweet time. This is going to be the circle closing in. Team Secrets right outside, followed by, wow, the JRX trying to squeeze in, but 4 teams fighting each other out. Zooms on the ground.
What is going on? What is going on? Bigatron, he somehow survived this. Luxy almost surviving this. Now he's going to lob a name here, try and clip off Luxy. Can he survive this? Bigatron, they're all crashing into this compound, but little did they know, Narrow Gaming was boxed by box. They have to make a run because Madwin is out in the open. He's all by himself. He gets scouted out. That will be the death of Madwin as GE finishes off the guys from Narrow Gaming.
Purple Mood coming out strong, and BTR getting wiped away, flushed out. They say, this is my territory. You might have your home crowd, but you will sit at number 7.
Still, he manages to come into the circle despite playing the healing game here. Very smart call here. Play the healing game, wait it out a little bit, go in. He sneaks his way in towards the top 6 now from Team Secret.
You can see Box Gaming will have to fend off against Purple Moon. Purple Moon does have the advantage in terms of number, but Illuminate the Murder has been holding this same angle for the longest of time, just by the trees and using as much smokes as he can. Matoy will finish off that kill. 5 kills in the hands of Illuminate, and now looking for more. Going to sneak against Golden Cat.
He heard the car. He heard the car. He knows Maxis is in the vicinity here. Matoy, he's going to try and take down Maxis here. Can he go for the lucky pick here? But unfortunately for Illuminate the Murder, they lose another member though. but look at the smokes they contra for Purple Moon.
Ton of smokes coming from the side of Purple Moon, but Team Secret, they're not exactly inside of the next zone as yet. They just need to actually snuck real tight. As you can see, he's just by the rock. And the moment he moves, Golden Cat's gonna spot him out. But here comes Box, forcing a push straight towards the side of Martin. And this is not gonna look good for Illuminate the Murder or Box Gaming.
No, I don't think Illuminate the Murder wants to take this fight here because they're a car crash out and open. But Martin with a huge spray down with the help of Golden Cat. They pretty much take out the guys from Box though, but they are still alive somehow. With only
Maxis,
left
Maxis,
one alive.
Maxis.
Loki will get taken down. Last three here. Matoy getting scouted here from side to Golden Cat, but Purple Moon, they are out in the open though.
They were using a really rash decision, and that does not benefit the side of Box Gaming. We'll have to sit out at number 4, but here comes a spray down coming straight from the side of Otto, trying to break down this vehicle. As much as he reveals his location, he knows he's safe for now, and everyone else is getting exposed. Purple Mood with the highest of numbers, but Elude the Murder marching real close. They will send one guy to actually hold that section, but it's just between all these high teams.
I think they really want to try and pick off Matoy here from side of Martin, but he's pretty much out in open. There's no way he's going to be picking him up here. And
Matoy.
Martin is going to make a rush for it. Can he go for it? Last thing? No, he's too late. But Martin is all by himself, and Purifiers here coming from Purple Moon. And who's going to take it here? Purple Moon, they somehow, despite being open in the road here, they crawl their way in. The nades? Nope, not going to connect.
That's going to be 3v2v1 in this situation. Couple of taps flying straight towards the side of Purple Moon once again. Not really going to ammo.
Oh,
that's one straight towards the side of Jasper. Now, it's going to be a great time for them to push. He's going to lob one more straight into his Azia, but not going to be able to find it as they try to snuck on tight, snaking in on the grasses, trying to find the rest of Purple Moon. They cannot save it. Azia. Second one down, and one more member left for the side of Purple Moon.
They don't see Martin. Martin sees everything, and now he manages to sneak his way through. He's looking for more kills. Maxis, where are you looking? He's right in front of you.
And
he
now
finally sees him.
Spotted out. Golden Cat will have the advantage as Purple Moon running out of smokes. They're still playing the ninja game inside. This is going to be 2 versus 2 if they can actually save Jasper.
Golden Cat here making use of Martin's plays here. They capitalize on this, but they are going to go for the wraparound. They know every other members from the side of Purple Moon are inside the smoke. They are going to go for the pincer attack coming in from Golden Cat.
One from the left, one from the right. Max is trying to hug closer towards the corner. Same goes to Otto. So they have to divert their attention if the smoke subsides. I'm not sure how many more do they have in their hands, but Jasper totally having a little bit of vantage point. Now he's going to get clipped right now. They're marching right in.
Maxis is going to do some damage. And no, they get the chicken there with a huge clutch here from Maxis.
Golden Cat, after fights that they take, they were getting sandwiched in between, and there's just so many obstacles in their way, but they still emerge.